Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here, back with the Ken Waller series, and today Ken Waller takes us back to the Golden Era, and he talks about Gold's Gym equipment, how he thought it was the best equipment in the world, and also he describes the bodybuilding scene after training, how bodybuilders used to go out and eat together as a group, and the camaraderie that has been lost in these later generations. If you love the golden era of bodybuilding, you are going to love these stories. Enjoy.
If you look at the gym equipment now, the stuff that Joe Gold made back in the 60s, now to me that's these things that's, if you look at all these new machines, they're actually just updated copies of what Joe Gold made a long time ago.
Yeah.
There were none of these machines any smoother than those cable machines that Joe Gold made back in, I think he made most of them. He started in '65 when he first opened Gold's Gym.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I remember now his cable crossover machine, that stand he made was 10 foot high.
Yeah.
And those things are just like butter.
Yeah, I mean, his equipment was rather unique. You've talked about you've just mentioned his cable crossover machine. I've never ever seen the setup being so high like Joe Gold's. I mean, that also's got to train mobility, because you really put an enormous stretch and pulled your arms all the way back. And you don't see that nowadays. At most, cable crossover machines are about 2 meters high, but not, that's about 6-7 feet, but not 9 to 10 feet off the floor. That's almost off the ceiling.
Oh, they were 10 feet, because when we used to sit, there was only a couple of guys in the gym who could jump up. I used to go in there and jump up flat-footed and grab the bar, the 10-foot bar. But I remember Arnold used to try it all the time, and he couldn't do it. He would go up there and flail at that thing. But it used to be funny, some of the things we used to like to do. Before I forget, I'm going to tell you one of my favorite things of all would be when we'd all come in and meet for all the guys would work out together, basically.
Yep.
And when it was over, we'd all go down to the Germans and eat.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little restaurant down there called the Germans. We go in there, and we start off, you could get a half-pound hamburger patty, 6 eggs, and I don't know, it might cost you $3.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Then if you want another one, they'll throw another hamburger patty down there for $1, a half pounder.
That's awesome.
We ate every day. We would go down there after working out in the mornings.
Yeah, I want to talk about diet in a few minutes. So that was Ken Waller describing Gold's Gym equipment, specifically the cable crossover, which I admit was very different at Gold's Gym. Nowadays, we see compact cable crossovers that are perhaps 2 meters tall or slightly above, but not the 3 meter tall or 10 foot tall machines that they had back in the day. Another point is when we see Arnold or other bodybuilders doing cable crossovers back then, their range of motion was out of this world, much greater than what we see in today's bodybuilders, and I can't help but wonder whether these simple machines and exercises helped develop this. I mean, I think it makes sense. In my opinion, they did. I mean, we have seen Arnold's incredible range of motion in the dumbbell fly, with his hands almost touching the floor, with his elbows way below the level of his torso. And have a look at his range of motion in the cable crossover. That's just amazing. There is much to be said about old school exercises and techniques. Now, you might be wondering how it is that old school bodybuilders possess such phenomenal range of motion. Was it genetic or other factors? Partly. However, it is only through customized and progressive programming that you will be able to apply old school bodybuilding principles to achieve a classic physique. My clients have similarly achieved increased range of motion and function through my customized online coaching to achieve their own classic physique. Details of my online coaching program are given in the video description below. And Ken Waller further describes Gold's Gym equipment as being smooth like butter, very much like the way the late Rick Drazen described Gold's Gym equipment with the same affection. It's really nice to hear how these guys remember the old days. Finally, Ken describes the scene after training as one of camaraderie, how all the guys would get together after training and sit down for a post-workout meal. I mean, what a great atmosphere, right? I really think that it's really missing nowadays, with many choosing their phones and isolation over conversation and friendship and laughter. I mean, what happened, right? That was the beloved golden era of bodybuilding. What a time. So I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like, subscribe, and leave me your comments. In the next video with Ken Waller, he actually is going to be talking about his steroid cycle. And I will be continuing with more of the Ken Waller series soon as well as a new series demonstrating old school routines and exercises in my new gym and on old school bodybuilding equipment. And these are the kind of routines and exercises I actually now teach in my online coaching program. So if you are interested in learning classic old school bodybuilding, please get in touch. My contact details are given in the description of this video. That's it from me. This is the Golden Era Bookworm saying bye for now. Head to www.goldenerabookworm.com for the biggest range of classic old school bodybuilding books as ebooks, e-magazines such as Iron Man and Reg Park Journal, high quality bodybuilding posters of the Golden Era stars, merchandise and classic gymwear featuring Steve Reeves, Marvin Eder, John Grimmick, Reg Park, and many other Golden Era stars. For those wishing to build a classic physique, lose fat and build muscle, online training is also available. Collectibles such as rare autographed photos from the Golden Era stars are also available, and to collaborate, please get in touch.